Hey friends, it is Jenna, what is up, and welcome back to the Board Game Garden, and welcome to a preview of this game right here. This is Lovestruck. This is published by Rabble, who is sponsoring today's video, so a huge thank you to them, and it is designed by George Lee. And in Lovestruck, this is a social deduction game where players are all going to be playing as contestants on a reality TV show or a reality dating TV show, which I think is so much fun. The first time that I saw Lovestruck, I was actually at PAX Unplugged, and George reached out to me on email and he said, hey, I'm going to be at PAX Unplugged. Would love to have you come by and check out our booth. And I discovered a lot of their fun party games, and Lovestruck was one of their soon-to-come releases that really caught my eye, so I'm excited to be showing you guys this game today. I've played it a few times, and it honestly is like no other game that I've played before, so really excited to show off what this is all about. If you guys are interested at all in Lovestruck, I will have the link down below to the Kickstarter if you guys want to go and check it out. It is available now on Kickstarter. The campaign has started. And yes, without further ado, we are going to get into how exactly Lovestruck plays, all of the different components, which you guys can see that they are very bright and colorful. So we're gonna get into all of that. So if you guys are interested in that, then just keep on watching. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoy. Hit that subscribe button down below if you've yet to do so. We'd love to have you here in the garden. And without further ado, let's get into this preview of Lovestruck, shall we? All right, so like I mentioned in the intro, Lovestruck is all about being on a reality dating TV show and you trying to find love ultimately. But there's a little twist on this because some players are here or on the dating show for the right reason. Your girl's here for the right reason. But some other people are here for the wrong reason. So each player is going to get a card at the beginning of the game that either has that they are there for the right reason or that they're there for the wrong reason. And ultimately, the people that are there for the right reason are trying to find another person that is there for the right reason by the end of the game. And the people that are there for the wrong reason are trying to trick someone that is there for the right reason into dating them, or they are trying to get up the popularity of the TV show by bringing in all of this drama and having the popularity be at a 10 by the end of the game. So that is kind of the gist of the game. You'll be playing over 10 different, I believe it's 10, including the season finale, 10 different episodes, and each of those rounds or each of those episodes are going to either be a villa episode or a dating episode. So I will get into the difference between those two, but for the most part, you're going to be going through these episodes, you're going to be playing down cards, trying to kind of figure out what people are there for, if they're there for the right reason or the wrong reason. Try to get into a relationship with someone that is ultimately going to allow you to win at the end of the game. You can lie, you can find out other people's intention cards with different cards, different action cards that you're playing down, and ultimately you're just trying to win the game in the specific way that your intention wants you to. So that is a little bit of an aim of the game. But as for the components here, you have all of the different characters that you can play, which I will say this plays up to 10 people, so it's a great large group game, and you have a bunch of different types of characters that you can choose from. So at the beginning of the game, each player is going to choose what kind of player or contestant they are going to be. There's a bunch of different like types of people. There's the party animal, there's the 1 over 30, there's the one not over their ex, the sweetheart, the free spirit, the thrill seeker. There's a ton of different characters that you can choose from. So each player will get their little sheet here, and then on the back is a player reference, which is really helpful. And then each player is going to have their little token that all of them are going to start in the pool, which I think is so funny that you have all the players in the pool. And then as you get coupled up with players, you're going to go onto these little like poolside beds to denote that you are like coupled up with someone. So you have that board there, you have the draw deck, you have the date deck here, which I will get into the date episodes and what that entails. Then you also have the discard over here. And then you have the second board here, which is all of the episodes. Like I said, you have episode 1 to episode 9, and then you have the season finale. So there are 10 episodes in total. And then you also have the viewership or the popularity of the show. So I believe this is going by millions. So it starts out with 1 million viewers and it goes all the way up to 10 million. And like I said, the people that are there for the wrong reason are going to win if this track ever gets up to 10. So that ends up being that the TV show gets too popular and there's too much drama, and it kind of doesn't really seem like it doesn't get taken seriously, I guess, at the end. Like, people just are watching it for the drama and not for the love, which is a little bit sad. So anyways, that is everything for the components. You also have the main character card here, which is pretty much the first player card. And then you also have this tile here, which is the villa action. This is basically if you are playing with a lot of players. On the villa episodes, you will be going in clockwise turn order, and you will be playing down villa actions for each person. And this is pretty much just to keep track of whose turn it is if you have a lot of players. So those are those. And then you also have the box, obviously. But yeah, that is everything for the aim of the game, the components. Let's move on to how exactly Lovestruck plays. All right, so starting off with, like I said, the different types of episodes. So there are going to be villa episodes and there are going to be date episodes. At the beginning of the game, you will have episode 1, which is a villa episode, and it says right here what or how many cards each player is going to draw, and then each player is going to be able to play or perform one villa action. And before we get into all of the villa actions, I just quickly wanted to reiterate, each player will have their little sheet here that has all of the different villa actions on the back. They will also have their coordinating little token in the pool, and then they will also have their intention card in front of them face down. So in each individual player count game, there is a little chart in the rulebook that tells you how many of the right reason cards to put in to the pile and how many wrong reason. You shuffle those up. There's going to be one extra one every single time. So for example, in a full 10-player game, you'll have 7 right reason cards and then 4 wrong reason cards. So you're going to shuffle those up. Obviously 7 plus 4 is 11, so there's always going to be one that is taken out. You will not look at the one that is not given to a player, and then each player will have their secret intention in front of them. So that is generally the setup. You also have all of the action cards shuffled up, which I will kind of explain some of the action cards. They're pretty straightforward. There are drama action cards that are simply just a card that says drama. There are love action cards that are simply just a card that says love. There's also bombshell cards, which bombshell cards are going to be cards that you can play during a villa action. So you can play these instead of performing a villa action, but you cannot play bombshell cards when on a date, which I will get to. Basically, when you're on a date, you're going to be playing either a love card or a drama card if you're on the date. So I'll get into those. That is everything for the setup. So moving into the villa episodes. So like I said, each player will pick up a certain amount of cards. I believe The first 2 villa episodes, every player will pick up 3 cards, and then the last 2 are going to be that every player picks up 2 cards. And every player will then go into playing their villa action. So starting with the player that has the main character little token there, they will go into choosing one of the villa actions. So let's go into what all of those are right now. All right, so the first villa action is going to be coupling up with another player. So this is going to cost you 3 of the love cards, and the player that you're coupling up with has to agree to couple up with you. And then also both of you can contribute to the cost of those 3 love cards. So you could pay 2, the other player could play 1, or vice versa. And basically you will then take your tokens and then you will take them and put them onto one of those little poolside beds there to denote that you have been coupled up. The next one is actually a free action, and it is the opposite of coupling up, and that is that you can at any time break up with your partner. And when you decide to break up with another player, the viewership actually goes up. So this is a great way for a player that is there for the wrong reason to try to get the viewership up and cause some drama within the show. This also happens automatically if you are already in a couple and you decide to couple up with someone else, you automatically break up with another player, and that still does bring the viewership up 1 space. Another villa action that has no cost to it is the Steal the Spotlight action, which basically is that you are going to draw 2 cards from the draw deck. You're going to decide to keep one and then discard the other. And this action also does put up the viewership 1 space as well. Next up is the bonus date villa action. So this actually is pretty much doing the same thing as you would in a date episode, but you are doing a little bonus action of it. So you're performing the same thing, but in a villa episode, if that makes sense. But for this one, you would have to discard 2 of your cards from your hand, and then you would perform the bonus date. So you would choose 3 contestants, you can include yourself, and you would choose 3 people, and they would go on a date, which I will explain how the date works when I get to that episode, but that would pretty much just be the bonus date villa action. I will also add that if you do the bonus date action and the outcome is love, which I will get to how that happens, but if that is the case and the outcome is love, then you do get to draw 2 cards into your hand. The next villa action is for those contestants that want to bring the viewership down. So this is the action that is called Diffuse the Tension. So you would have to discard 1, specifically a love card, and then you would have to discard any other card as well. You would put those into the discard pile, which I will note I'm putting them into the draw pile, but there is a discard pile over here. There just is things in the way. But for this one, you would discard those 2 cards, one of those cards needing to be a love card, and then you would be able to put the viewership down once. The last 2 villa actions are 2 pretty big ones that need quite a few cards in order to perform, but the first one is the We Need to Talk action, which you have to be in a couple in order to do this, and you have to discard 4 love cards from your hand. And this is going to allow you to actually peek at the intention card of the person that you are currently coupled up with. And really, this is something that you will want to do if you are coupled up with someone, ultimately trying to figure out if they are there for the same reason as you. If you're there for the right reason, you'll want to know if you're coupled up with someone that is also there for the right reason, because that is how you're going to win the game. Or if you're there for the wrong reason, you might want to find out if the person that you're with is there either for the right reason or for the wrong reason. If they're there for the right reason, that's good, because if you are there for the wrong reason and you are coupled up with someone that's there for the right reason and you trick them into coupling up with you, by the end of the game, you ultimately win. So that's something that is good. And then the last villa action, technically not the last one, I will get into another villa action that you can perform, but the last one that you can perform is a pretty big one, and this one is Keep Your Options Opened. This one, you have to discard 5 cards from your hand. They can be any cards, but they can, or they do have to be discarded into the discard pile, and then you can perform this action. And for this Keep Your Options Open action, you can actually look at any other player's intention card. You do still have to be partnered up with somebody, so you have to be in a couple, but you're not going to be looking at your partner's intention card. You're actually going to be looking at any other player's intention card. So again, very good way to kind of figure out if there's someone else that you maybe want to get into a couple with instead of the current person that you are with. And then, like I mentioned, those were all of the actions on the player reference, but you can additionally play a bombshell card if you have one in your hand as your villa action. So this would be, instead of playing one of the ones that I just mentioned, you would simply just play this card from your hand. This one here is the bombshell card that is called Relationship Test. So this can only be played when you are coupled up, and basically you are going to be going on a date with your partner. If the outcome is love, you both draw one action card, but if the outcome is drama, increase viewership by 2 instead of 1. So typically, if the outcome of a date is drama, you would increase the viewership by 1, but if this bombshell card is played and the outcome is drama, then unfortunately that would have to go up twice, which is not good for the people that are there for the right reasons. All right, so those are all of the villa actions, and that is everything for the villa episode. Every player would be able to perform one villa action. Then once it came back to the main character would give the main character tile to the next person in player order, and then you would move on to the next episode, which the next episode is a date episode. So let's get into how exactly a date episode is played. So I've mentioned the date episode a few times, but basically what happens is in a date episode, you're going to see how many people are going to be going on a date. The person that is currently the main character is going to be able to pick that many players. So the first few date episodes are going to be 4 players, and then the last ones are going to be 3 or 2 players. And the person that is the main character can choose themselves, like I said before. And basically you're going to choose those people, and then all of those people have to play a card from their hand. And that card has to either be a love card or a drama card. So once all players have played down their cards, the main character would then take all of the cards, they would shuffle them up, and then the outcome will be determined. So if all of the cards are love cards, that means that the outcome is love, and that's good for the people that are there for the right reasons. And that means that the viewership will then be pushed down by 1, because ultimately the people that are watching these reality love TV shows, they don't really want to see love, they actually want to see drama, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm the type of person that when I watch those shows, I would actually prefer seeing like real love instead of drama, but hey, that's just what people like, you know? People like drama. But if, on the other hand, so if all of the cards are love, the viewership goes down by 1, but if all but at least one or more cards were drama, unfortunately, the outcome is drama. So if there's just one, that means it's still drama. And unfortunately, that means that the viewership is going to go up by 1. So that is simply how the date episode is played. However many players are picked will choose one of their cards from their hand. And you do have to keep in mind that there might be a player that actually is there for the right reason, and unfortunately they just don't have a love card in their hand and they have to play a drama card, so that's really unfortunate if that happens. And that's the whole kind of social deduction part of it, where you can actually say, hey, I unfortunately am having to play a drama card because I don't have any love cards in my hand. That could also be something that someone that is there for the wrong reason says as well. They could just be lying. This is the type of game where you can just lie and, try to fool your way through the whole process to kind of trick people into coupling up with you. So those were the 2 types of episodes. That is the villa episode as well as the date episode. You would continue going through all of these episodes, going through a villa, a date, a villa, a date, until you get to the last final season finale episode. It is a villa episode, just like the other ones, but this time each player will draw 2 cards from their hand, and then players will go twice around. So every player will then get 2 villa action turns. Once that is finished, every player will then reveal their intentions, and any players that are coupled up together that are both there for the right reasons, they have found love and they indeed do win the game. But unfortunately, if there's any couples where one player is there for the wrong reason and one is there for the right reason, the right reason player is going to lose. The wrong reason player will win because they want to either trick someone into coupling up with them by the end, or ultimately they do want the viewership to get up to 10. So at any time during the game, if viewership ever gets to that 10 million mark, all of the players that are there for the wrong reasons will win the game. And that is everything for Lovestruck. So Lovestruck, like I said, is available now on Kickstarter. If this sounds like something that you would enjoy, definitely go check that out. I have it down in the description box so you can go and check it out and see if it's something that you would enjoy. Definitely recommend. A huge thank you again to Rabble for sponsoring today's video. I appreciate it very, very much. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoy. Also hit the subscribe button down below if you've yet to do so. We'd love to have you here in the garden. And comment down below if Lovestruck is something that you are interested in. I would love to chat about that down in the comment section. But yeah, I love you guys so, so much. Remember, you are somebody's reason to smile, and I will see you in the next board game video. Bye, friends.